person.
Okay, I'm from code enforcement from the city.
Look at you, nice and strong. So this house right here was sent to me by another wholesaler. He initially wanted, I believe, $40,000. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he wanted $40,000. So I ended up offering him $30,000. He countered with 35. I was like, man, 30 is the highest I could go because, as you will see, it needed a lot of work in this particular property. It needed everything basically. It needed a huge clean out. It needed new flooring, new drywall, all this paneling, this fake wood paneling was everywhere. It was definitely outdated, so it needed a lot of work, man. It needed a full makeover. Only thing it did need was a roof, but other than that, it needed everything. So I was like, I can't do no more than 30, man. And he eventually agreed. I ended up getting the house for 30. This was actually a while ago. This was early in my house flipping career. So I was using a different crew back then than I use now, but we'll get to that in a minute. As you can see in the video, that the twins can't be no more than 2 years old. So that lets you know how long ago it is, because they about to be 11 now. Oh, you want them to do that? This was in a town called Mount Clemens, which is about maybe 10, 12 minutes away from Detroit. So houses, basically this is considered the suburbs. Before I continue, I want y'all to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hype button, and also the notification button. All right. So I ended up walking through the property and had my guy come check out the labor. My boy Josh, who I used to use back then, he ended up charging me $15,000 just for the labor to do the interior work and to paint the outside of the house. You dig? Woo-wee. Big boy load right there. All right, let's get to work. But everything else was someone else, like the carpet and the landscaping and all that. That was other people did that. So far as the clean out, the demo and clean out, my uncle ended up doing that. I ended up getting it done for like $800 because I told him he could have a Cadillac that was in the yard. It was like a 75 something. I don't remember. I don't know exact kind of Cadillac it was, but it was a convertible. And I told him, man, I'll give you 800 and the Cadillac. You know what I'm saying, for the demo and clean out. And he agreed. He's like, yeah, he still got that Cadillac to this day. I don't know what it's worth. I'm sure it's worth thousands for sure, at least a couple $1,000. I don't know what condition it's in anymore, but when it was in the driveway, I told him he could have it. In fact, that same car, so like 2-3 weeks into the renovations, once he was done and gone, the car was gone. The guy, I guess the son of the mom who had passed away that owned this house, he came by. I wasn't there, but the crew ended up telling me what happened, that he came by and was like, where's my Cadillac at? I want my Cadillac. I had a Cadillac in the driveway. And then so they ended up calling me like, man, some dudes here asking for his Cadillac. I'm like, man, tell him that Cadillac is gone. It's over. You're going to have to chalk it up. He should have got it before the house was sold. I don't know what else to tell you. He's like, yeah, well, he over here talking about he about to tear some shit up and all. I'm like, man, listen, no, he ain't about to tear nothing up. So once I got there, all that junk he was talking was like, out the window. He ended up calming down and was like, oh, well, I ain't know nothing about the sale. My brothers and sisters, they sold the house without me knowing, and which can't be true because during a probate situation, you got to have all signatures. So I don't believe that one bit. Anyway, so my guy Josh ended up charging me $15,000 for the renovations for the interior and paint the house. So this right here is me call myself trying to paint the side of the house, because I was like, man, I think I can do a better job than you, Josh. And he's like, well, go on ahead and try it out. And so there I am.
What, a little ambidextrous there, a little bit of both? Yeah, okay.
The materials ended up costing me $7,426. I ended up getting the carpet installed on the house for $2,800. The gutters cost me to get the gutters replaced, or some of them wasn't even there. It was $1,600. And then the bush removal, all the little bushes and little mini trees, or whatever you want to call them, he ended up cutting all those down for me and chipping them for $1,100. And like I said, the demo was like $800, and plus I gave him the Cadillac. The total renovation project cost, including the property, was $58,726. I ended up getting done with the renovations. And so during the process of this renovation, I almost got, I ain't gonna say got shut down, but the city inspector definitely came and checked me on a few things. He at least tried to. I don't know who called him on me or if he just was riding around and seen me, but he came by and like, well, hey, what's going on here, buddy?
Can I help you?
Hi, how are you doing today, sir?
Great.
Good. Are you the homeowner?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from code enforcement from the city.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of work's going on in here?
Just cleaning up and stuff.
There's some wood. You guys doing any structural stuff?
No.
Nothing that requires permit? No electrical, no plumbing, no you putting up new framing, anything like that?
No. No. I definitely ain't doing no electrical. I ain't doing no plumbing.
Okay. All that wood you got on the front porch, you aren't framing with that stuff? Or?
It's a tear out. So, I mean, I don't need a permit to tear off wood, dude. That's
Well,
old
no,
wood.
there's new wood.
I mean, I don't know what it's for, but it ain't for no new construction.
Okay.
We're all good.
Have a good day.
Yeah. But anyway, keeping it moving. And I end up putting the house on the market, I believe for like 120 or something like that. And I kid you not, I think I listed it on like a Monday. By that Wednesday, I had an offer for 118. Obviously, I accepted it. It was a FHA deal, so you know what comes along with that. Got to get the appraisals and all that, get FHA approval. So end up getting the appraisal. They didn't require any repairs needed, so I ended up getting the appraisal. And the appraisal actually came back way higher than what I accepted for the offer. The appraisal came back at like 128, something like that. To put it in perspective, though, that same house today would sell for 200 grand easily in the same area because houses are a lot more expensive now. So if I would have held on to it, like rented it out or something, I would have got way more money, but whatever. Live and you learn. So I ended up selling for that 118. The renovations took about 3 weeks. And then, like I said, I put this on the market and got an offer within 2-3 days. The whole FHA process took about, I believe, 45 days. 45 days. So the whole total process was like 2.5 months, basically. Definitely didn't take that long. I will say this was back in the early stages of me flipping houses, and I wasn't recording with the intentions of putting it on YouTube. So obviously, the video quality ain't the best. I know that, so I don't need people in the comments talking, oh man, this quality sucks. What were you doing? Why are you recorded that way? All that old stupid stuff people be saying. I know this is a while ago. This is before I, started doing better recordings with a better camera, with an actual, camera made just for doing YouTube videos. This was shot on like a freaking Samsung or something. Who knows? Ended up selling the house for 118. I gave each realtor a flat fee of $2,500 each. And then the closing cost was $1,180. Okay, side note, this clawfoot tub that you see in the video, man, that thing weighed so much. I drove all the way to 32 mile to pick it up. It was like $150 or something. I found it on online on Craigslist, and so I drove out there to get it because I thought it looked good in the bathroom, but I did not realize how heavy it was till they loaded it up on my truck, and then it took like 3 of us to get that bad boy upstairs into the bathroom. Man, it was a headache. I don't know why. I just figured I'd tell you guys that. Moving along. So after all the expenses was paid, I was left with a net profit of $53,094 in 2.5 months. That's amazing. Fast forward to today, those kind of profits don't come around that often. Not nearly as often as they did back then. Well, at least as far as ROI is concerned. Like, you can get $50,000 profit on a flip, but you're gonna spend a lot more today for a whole lot of reasons. For one, back then, the interest rates were a lot lower, so a lot more people was buying houses back then, and they got approved a lot easier. The materials was definitely a lot cheaper. Labor, not so much difference there, but the main thing was the materials was a whole lot cheaper back then than the materials is today. So that's another reason, they can't really make $50,000 profits that easily. Not when spending because I only spent like 70 grand, close to 70 grand for the complete renovation. That's like, it's kind of unheard of. Not, you know what I'm saying? It's like 100% ROI or something like that. I gotta do the math. I'm just going off the top right right now. But anyway, point being, today those kind of profits, like, they're not nearly as frequent as they used to be back then. Because, and another reason, this house was in Mount Clemens. This a $30,000 house in Mount Clemens is unheard of. Can't find no house at that price right now at all. Like I said, 100. The cheapest house you're gonna find in Mount Clemens or any suburb area is like $100,000 at the cheapest. You might find a cheap house or $100,000, around $100,000 house in Warren, maybe South Warren, like 8 mile area, 8-9 mile area, but I doubt it. It'd probably be a 2-bedroom, 700 square feet, some tiny little house. But yeah, those days, what was it, like 7-8 years ago? This is what I would call the good old days. Making $50,000 profits like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now the average net profit is about 30, 35. Not you know, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying it was a lot easier to make 50 back then than it is today because of the interest rate. Like right now, I think the interest rate is 6% or something like that, 5.5%, 6%. Materials is definitely, like, if I spent $7,500 on materials back then, I probably would spend $10,000 for the same exact materials, if not more, today. $10,000 to $11,000 for the same stuff today, because it's a lot more materials. The prices of materials have went up. But anyway, moving on. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that hype button, and hit that notification bell so you can get alerts for all the other new videos coming, house flipping videos, house tours, profit breakdowns, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.